What seems to be the trouble, officer?
Son, do you have any idea what you did back there?
Excuse me?
That stop sign. You completely blew the stop sign.
Oh, yeah, I blew through it, yeah.
Well?
Well, what?
Would you care to grace me with an explanation?
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't believe everything I read. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rainier channel. Today's video, we're going to be pulling the last bit of meat off the bones on this Parts Failblazer. I'm going to pull the doors, the fenders, and the hood, and some other odds and ends off this thing, and then this thing's ready to go bye-bye. And I'm glad for it to be going because I've got to get the Camaro Z28 roller onto its patio into that same spot. I'm going to start pulling parts off of this thing and swapping them over to my RS for Project ZRS. I'm going to be replacing the rear axle, and it's got rear disc brakes on the Z28. Mine's got rear drum brakes. So I'm going to swap that over, part of the gas tank too. So I want to get to working on that kind of stuff, and this Trailblazer is in the way. Project ZRS has been on the back burner for too long. That's what we're going to be doing. But the only problem is this thing is highly fortified and defensed by wasps. Let me show you. So anyway, I think that's what we get for having a vehicle that's been sitting for so long in one spot. The wasps just find their home. Let's go get them, boys. I've already whacked like 3 or 4 of these with my hat and killed them that way. But there are a couple of nests in here I want to go ahead and zap. Ain't gonna lie, it kind of scared me a little bit. So this inner fender's got a bunch of these little pins that hold this liner in place. And it had a 10mm bolt I had to remove here. Bolt. Okay, to get this door off, it looks like it's going to be fairly simple. Probably have to undo these, but it's just this bolt right here because this is all connected to the hinge. Once that's let go, then the door can come up off of the pegs on the hinges. So I had to disconnect this wiring harness right here, the speaker wires, whatever. I cut that and then remove that bolt there, and this thing should come out. So far, everything's pretty much been 10mm. Pretty angry that's flying around this door, so if you see something, say something. Currently I have this door sitting on my foot, and I'm wearing those croc looking things, which these are the knockoffs from Walmart, and they're actually called Rugged Sharks. and it doesn't feel good. Okay, ow. Sure that wasn't good on the bottom of the door. Anyway, these are the shoes I'm rocking.
Nice.
Okay, for this hood we got 13mm bolts. We got a 10mm bolt for this ground wire. Should have saw that coming. I'm gonna go after these little tow hooks right here. My son's Trailblazer doesn't have them, so we're gonna rob these off of here and have them for his Darth Blazer. So that big bolt came out of here, down into there. Now we got a 15mm bolt on this other side. So now the last couple things I'm going to salvage are all the fuses in these little relays, because these puppies are not cheap if you have to replace one. So I'm going to pull all these out. There's a fuse box underneath the back seat. I'm going to pull all the fuses out from there too. So that was a 7mm, this is a 13. All right, so I went ahead and put the doors and the hood from my wife's old Trailblazer over to the Parts Blazer. So I think one last thing I'm gonna do is swap these wheels and tires back over with my wife's old Trailblazer and put what was on here originally back on here, because the tires are absolute junk. These are actually somewhat decent. There's still a little bit of tread life left on them. I'm gonna have to move my roller Camaro out of the way to get that trailer up here and load this thing onto a trailer. So I'm gonna hang on to this puppy. Initially I thought I'd go ahead and scrap it too, but with the way the times are right now, stuff's getting expensive. I'm gonna hang on to it. So it's got a lot of good parts left on it. Anyway, that's gonna stay on the property. Coming up soon, I'm gonna pull the engine out of this, get that thing rebuilt and ready for the Camaro. The Sierra is going to have the rust repaired and the rockers and stuff. I'm gonna take the bed off, paint the frame. As soon as my buddy Jacob is available for that, I'm gonna take this over to his place. We're gonna work on that together. So anyway, a ton of project stuff going on around here, and I'm just gonna be able to get to it when I can get to it. But I am excited because I've got a lot of stuff ahead of me that I can't wait to do. So anyway, that's it for this Parts Blazer for today. We'll pick this back up when we're getting ready to haul this thing off. So see you then. All right guys, so we're back at this. We're gonna go ahead and get this Parts Failblazer off my patio. I'm gonna go and borrow my in-laws flatbed trailer so we can get this Trailblazer up on it. And then we're gonna take some time later to haul this thing off to the scrapyard. But for now, we're just getting it off my property. I got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get it done real quick and then we'll get the trailer and get this thing off my patio. Let's do it. So the Silver Resto has been sitting for 2 years. It's become a mouse haven. It sits close to my shed, which has mice in it, and they've found their way into my truck, and I have caught, I'm not kidding you, close to 100 mice in this thing over the last 2.5, maybe 3 years or so. In fact, I found one right there on the floorboard that I just pulled out of here. I bet your mousetrap doesn't have an LS motor. All right, it's taking air. We have liftoff. So as you saw, old Trusty Rusty fired right up. It's good news. So purrs like a kitten. I have noticed some evidence of mice in the engine bay, but took a quick look to see if anything's been chewed on. Nothing looked chewed on. So if you remember, I gutted the cats on this thing. It's got a nice exhaust leak where the muffler is. I've got the Salute on here right now, the Cherry Bomb Salute. Let's rev this thing. Didn't realize the other tire was flat too. So apparently the rear differential leaks on this thing. Some of you guys may notice that the GTO wheels are back on the Z28. I blew a sidewall, or I got a leak in the sidewall on this tire right here. I found a new set of rims and tires for my RS, something I've been looking for a long time, and instead of fixing these, I'm going with the other ones that I just found. So anyway, let's get this puppy aired up. So you can see this thing ain't got no motor in it. We're gonna go ahead and shove this thing into its new spot, new temporary spot. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Now cut it right. Okay, now cut it left. Okay, you ready? Get ready to hit the brake. When it starts rolling, go ahead and turn to your left. And then I'll tell you to straighten it out. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead and start. Turn it. Okay, straighten it out. Back to your right a little bit. Straight, 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 straight. Okay, about to hit the brake. So just a second, and hit the brake. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thanks, sir. Was it hot in there?
A little bit.
A little toasty. Almost forgot I got to air up this tire. right, so we got all the vehicles out of the way. We're gonna go pull the trailer down here and get ready to load this thing. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I managed to get this thing pulled up my driveway, and then I backed out of the driveway and turned it around facing this direction now. I don't mean to brag or nothing, but I'm pretty much a trailer operator. I know just enough to get hired by somebody and get fired within 3 hours. Oops. Oops. Well, that's gonna do it for now. I gotta go home and clean up a big mess of tools and whatnot, and I'm gonna put the Camaro onto the patio. So I'm gonna get a quick breather and get something to drink, maybe get a little supper, and then get back to work. That was the job.
Okay, good.
Yeah, crank that counterclockwise. Yeah, right on it. Dude, that's perfect.
Dude, that was perfect.
I think it's
Okay. CV player. Probably got a little Leonard Skinner in there or something. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull this truck around. I'm gonna go air up some tires. I'm gonna check the chains real quick, make sure they're still good, and then I think we're about ready to hit the road. Feels a little loose. Redo this one. There we go. See how bad that suspension is. So then we tie this off. We don't want this thing popping open on our way down the road because I feel sorry for anybody behind us at that point.
They'd have a whole lot of car in their face.
Nobody needs Trailblazer in their teeth. Quote me on that. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to hit the road. Let's do this. Hey, hi, how are you? How you doing? Got it all the way to the junkyard, and there was an issue with the title that I had, so I had to take care of that. And here we are a month later, and we're gonna load this thing up for the second time. And we're gonna haul it into town for the second time, and we're gonna go ahead and try to sell it for the second time. Anyway, my father-in-law needed a trailer, so we hooked a chain to the rear bumper and wrapped it around that tree right there, and then just pulled the trailer right out from underneath it. And it's kind of fun. I should have recorded that, but I didn't. I was frustrated because I couldn't get rid of the thing. Let's go to work. We meet again. I don't know, it's been sitting for about a month. Snakes. I was more worried about bees. Now you got me worried about snakes. He's gonna shove it and I'm gonna turn it. Hopefully we won't push this thing down into the pond. Oh, that guy just rear-ended me. Well, we act like we've done this before. Whoa, 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 whoa! My truck's moving.
Well, we act like we've done this before.
I guess the tongue's raising up and it's making the back tires lift.
Well, we act like we've done this before.
Just a little bit further. I guess that'll do it. That got sketchy there for a second there, folks, ain't gonna lie.
Well, we act like we've done this before.
About losing arm?
What if I had a bar? It won't bounce now.
The power of 1.5, well, one and a quarter man. That's good. I could really feel this thing hopping when I towed it the first time.
We've done this before.
Okay, so I was really hoping that I could reach underneath here with the Sawzall and try to cut this muffler out. Actually, not the muffler, but the tubing. You know, I've got some more muffler videos in mind that I want to do, so any extra length of tubing would be helpful.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Ugh, holy cow. That was a lot harder than it looked. I finally got that piece out. This is what I'm talking about. So there's a decent amount of straight and even some bent tubing that I could probably use for future muffler videos. Will I use it? Maybe, maybe not. Was it worth going to all the trouble, getting the blade stuck and having to hammer it out and spent about half hour on it? Probably not. But to be honest with you, I accepted the challenge and I won. That's all that matters. Oops. Well, I guess that's it for me for tonight. Catch back up with you tomorrow. All right, the wife is gonna follow me into town. We're ready to roll. Take two. So I double checked to make sure we do have lights on the trailer. If I turn the right turn signal on, the left turn signal blinks. At least something's blinking. Well, I guess it's the thought that counts. Right there. I have a feeling I'm going to use a lot of gas today. Well, I don't know what I did to tick that guy off, but he's been riding my bumper this whole way. Well, we made it. Just got to put it over here on the scales. Hey there.
You have tire over there.
I do.
You Daniel?
Yeah.
And on the other side of these blue tubs, there's another garage. There'll be somebody down there to help you get that off.
Get it off, okay.
We gotta come back on the scale.
Okay. There's a second garage down here at the bottom of the hill, and they're gonna unload it for me, and then I gotta get back up on the scale and then run inside and sign the title and all that good stuff. That hurt. Still bouncing. Okay, so I got $291.20 for that heap. I paid $460 for it, I believe. Just ran over the sidewalk. So you do the math, that's how much I cleared. I got all kinds of parts out of that thing. It was well worth the money, and to even get some money back there at the end, that's awesome. That's just icing on the cake. So I can say it was a huge load off to get rid of that thing, both figuratively and literally, to have that thing gone. I was totally not expecting him to go through the side windows like that. If I would have known he was going to do that, I would have busted all the windows out just for the YouTube content.